What if, suddenly, we discovered that a giant asteroid is on a collision course with Earth? Imagine the chaos, the fear, the uncertainty. It would be like a disaster movie, but with the crucial difference that it would be our reality. The possibility, although remote, exists, and scientists around the world are working hard to understand and prepare for this threat. We are talking about a space giant, kilometers in diameter, capable of causing unimaginable damage. An event with the potential to change the course of human history and even extinguish life as we know it. But instead of panicking, we need to face this threat head-on. After all, understanding the problem is the first step to finding a solution. Let's imagine the worst-case scenario. A 10-kilometer wide asteroid, the size of a mountain, collides with Earth. The impact would be devastating, equivalent to millions of atomic bombs exploding simultaneously. A colossal shockwave would travel across the planet, destroying everything in its path. Earthquakes of unprecedented magnitude would devastate cities and entire countries. Gigantic tsunamis, kilometers high, would engulf coastal areas, sweeping away everything in their path. The dust and debris thrown into the atmosphere would block sunlight, plunging the planet into perpetual darkness. The lack of sunlight would lead to a global winter, with temperatures plummeting and decimating crops. Hunger would spread across the world, and the food chain would collapse. Life on Earth, as we know it, would change forever. But fortunately, science is working on solutions to prevent this apocalyptic scenario from becoming a reality. If an asteroid threatens Earth, we won't be defenseless. Scientists around the world dedicate their lives to developing technologies to defend us from this space threat. One of the most promising ideas is asteroid deflection. Imagine a space mission, launched years in advance, that sends an unmanned spacecraft to intercept the asteroid on a collision course. The spacecraft, using different techniques, such as a kinetic impact or a gravitational tractor, would divert the asteroid from its trajectory, preventing impact with Earth. Another option would be the use of nuclear weapons, detonating a warhead at a calculated distance from the asteroid, vaporizing part of its surface and altering its trajectory. These technologies are still in development, but the mere fact that we already have defense plans against asteroids is encouraging. It is proof that we can use our intelligence and creativity to overcome challenges, even those that seem impossible. Facing the threat of an asteroid requires a joint effort from all of humanity. No country, no matter how powerful, can handle this threat alone. International collaboration, sharing of knowledge and resources are needed to develop planetary defense technologies and ensure the safety of our planet. After all, we are all together on this spaceship called Earth. The threat is global, and the response needs to be equally global. It is inspiring to see how the international community comes together around common challenges, like the International Space Station. The history of humanity is filled with conflicts and disputes, but also with inspiring examples of unity and collaboration. In times of crisis, when everything seemed lost, we saw nations set aside their differences to work together towards a common goal. A notable example was the Apollo-Soyuz space mission in 1975, during the height of the Cold War. In the midst of the space race, the United States and the Soviet Union held a historic meeting in space, with astronauts from both nations shaking hands in orbit. Another inspiring example is the creation of the United Nations, the UN, after World War II. Faced with the devastation of the bloodiest conflict in history, world leaders united to create an organization dedicated to peace and international cooperation. The threat of an asteroid on a collision course with Earth may seem frightening, but it also reminds us of something fundamental. We are one humanity, living on a fragile and precious planet. In times of crisis like this, we need to come together, setting aside our differences to work together. After all, what is at stake is the survival of our species. the future of life on Earth. And as citizens of the planet, we have the responsibility to protect it, to ensure that future generations inherit a world where life can continue to flourish. The possibility of an asteroid on a collision course with Earth may seem like a distant problem, something out of a science fiction movie. But the truth is that the threat is real, and we need to be prepared. The good news is that science and technology are on our side. With investments in research and development, we can create the necessary tools to defend ourselves from this cosmic threat. We need to work together as one humanity to overcome this challenge and ensure the safety of our planet. After all, we are all crew members of the same spaceship, and the fate of all of us is intertwined.